Hello, everyone. Vanakkam. My name is Kasthury Parameswaran. I perform as Lost Naadodi on Instagram and everywhere. Before I start, I would like to acknowledge that I create art, share words, and exist on traditional lands of the Temuan Belandas tribe and their ancestors. I invite everyone here to join me in paying my respects to all the Orang Asli communities and their forefathers. Thank you. So I have a poem and I'm gonna share my screen so you can see it. 1 second. Sorry. I think that's the wrong screen. Give me 1 second. I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty. So while I fix it, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what my poem is going to be about. It's actually to do with some of the SDG goals. I work for a social enterprise called Good Kids Malaysia in my boring day-to-day job. It's not boring, but yeah, in my day-to-day job. And I work with the underprivileged community, specifically in the project housings. In Malaysia, we call it PPR flats. So this poem is inspired by the work that I do with them, but also being part of their community and being part of the ethnic minority as a Malaysian Indian and being able to come out of it. I've gone back to give back to them. So without further ado, I'm going to share the screen. This poem is called If the Walls Have Ears. The walls have ears and they can hear. At the break of dawn, the crush of a can, tiger beer, the liquid one holds so dear, piss and its color alike, the fresh scent fanning through the air, sticking to walls and floors as it comes through the door. Sometimes, most times, the walls hear. Chimes for help mask the crimes, the cracks and shatters of a glass against the hot gray cement floors, a demonstration of frustration, its mark left until one comes to sweep or collect for protection. The walls have ears and they can hear. They know the walls are listening, speaking to them in messages of plain colors, earthly tones, chose aptly to pray for their time in the state, chalked to faith and written in darkness against the white paint, the pain they feel expressed in fewer words than none. All screaming, screeching, profanity on the verge of insanity as the walls reel with multilingual curses, perverse of the diverse people who walk, waddle, and wander amongst them. The walls have neighbors, neighbors who are broken and shattered, like the doors cracked from a punch or a kick, the windows with glasses amiss, the doors locked with metal links. They all tell the walls stories. It's their ventilation of frustration, a community's pain carried amongst walls, pain so heavy, abominated, you drown yourself, inebriated. The walls have ears and they can hear. Nighttime comes and the walls are bustling, everyone's hustling. When the pain paints your walls, its stench sticks to your skin. You turn steely and daytime turns to sleep time. So night, with the comforts of darkness, they find safety to live freely. Children run the stairs merely of all of 8 years. No tears as he plays to the music of his father, wailing, crawling, rolling, moaning, finally dying intoxicated, deflated, subjugated, baited, criminated, now faded to the dope he snorted, injected. With the same hope, the child runs between stained walls as their thralls, living, breathing the scent of fresh piss. The child, he draws words of demise along dark colors in corners where the walls meet, unquestioned, like the disappearance of his brother's appearance and his coherence. His body personified, gentrified, the color of the night skies and the dirt alike. The walls he walked tell stories of pain, a train of senseless pleasure, his measure to the metronome of his home. As he crawls and plows to come out, you forget the weight he feels is one of hundreds of years on his head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. The oppression, systematic, brought him to his blows. Now in his lows, the weight he feels, which brought you to your knees and toes and knees and toes, is systematic. Suppression built in, automatic, discrimination to a fall, and only the walls hear you. Traumatic? But who gives a shit? Because your trauma buys and sells. It's democratic. When the money makes the world go round, no one makes a sound, but the walls have ears and they can hear. Thank you. So my name is Naadodi. That's the end of that piece. I just wanted to share that these were photos that I took around the building of all the different graffiti that you see on these walls. And I believe they all have a story to tell. This one was written in Tamil script, and it literally, the first one translated, "Love is care, we feel like we're in love, but my studies and his studies are different." And I thought that was really interesting because someone's sitting here and thinking if they should get into a relationship, which sometimes the rest of us take for granted. And then on the other side of the wall, they go, requirements for love. He should have studied well. He has to be handsome. Standard basically means he behaves well, like he's upper class or bougie, and he's not rebellious. And he's a nice person, he's caring, and he's not a gangster, because gangsterism is very prevalent in this community. So thank you for your time. Thank you for giving me your ears. That's all I have for today.